his fantasy and his hatred towards women.
The cult compound there went up in flames. It burned to the ground. 112 people inside, 17 of them children.
Beth was stabbed approximately 114 times. A lot of rage, a lot of anger.
The Borges hid a shotgun and revolver under his trench coat when he entered the school that morning.
I was scared for my life.
It is just unspeakable evil.
She is evil. That is the face of evil.
You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all, and that any statement you make may be used against you and probably will be used against you at your trial. You understand that?
It is just unspeakable evil. Unspeakable evil.
Linda, do the right thing now. Be the first to do the right thing. She got us on death row.
When I put all those things together, leading up to the time the crime was committed, she planned it for a long time.
My name is Josh Reese. I am the Division Chief of the Post-Conviction Writs Division. It's a fancy word for an appeal at the Harris County District Attorney's Office. I have been working on Linda Carty's case for about 7 or 8 years. HPD does I think, a remarkable job in solving this case very quickly. Just old-fashioned, sort of like gumshoe, all right? They start knocking on doors, and one of the first people they talk to is Florence Meyers.
My name is Florence Meyers. Linda Carty was my neighbor. In the morning, I was about to have my breakfast when I heard a knock on the door. I opened the door and there was a police officer. He said that there was the lady that lived on apartment 36, that she's missing with a 3-day-old baby boy. And he asked me if I knew anything about that, or I said, no, I don't even know the lady. As soon as he left, I went back to the kitchen. I remember I put the cereal in the bowl. I was about to pour the milk, and then he clicked. It was the day before the crime was committed. The day before, the evening before. I want to go outside to check, to throw the trash, and then check my mail. When I came out my door, she was sitting inside her car. She's looking at me, and I was about to walk past her, in front of her, and she beckoned on me. She do, come here. I said, what's going on? She go, you know, I'm gonna be having a baby tomorrow. And when I have the baby tomorrow, I will bring the baby tomorrow and I'll show you the baby. I'm like, okay. Then I looked, I looked at her, and she put her hand in her belly. I just knew something wasn't quite right, really. But I didn't know, it was odd. I'm like, people are different. I went outside. Then I saw the police officer that just talk to me. So I said, come. I have something to tell you. So he followed me into my apartment, and I told him what happened yesterday with the lady that lived 2 doors away from me.
Linda had called in an offense where she said she had been accosted by 2 Latino males in the apartment complex. HPD responds, they get a statement, there's nothing, it goes nowhere. Linda had been setting this up. Linda basically calls in a false report, all right, that there was, Latinos in this area engaged in nefarious business. Linda's life in and around the time of this capital murder was kind of falling apart. So it's about May 2001. Linda was in a common law marriage with a gentleman by the name of Jose Corona. Their relationship had problems. And in an ongoing effort to keep the relationship going, Linda would routinely say she's pregnant. And then when her boyfriend would say, well, let me go to the doctor with you, what's going on? She would always just say, oh, I lost the baby, or she would be evasive. There were 3 or 4 times where Linda had said she was pregnant in an apparent effort to keep this relationship together. In May 2001, though, Linda is having problems in her marriage. Her common law husband, Jose, decides he's had enough. He moves out of the unit. Across the way, a stone's throw away in the same apartment complex, is Joana Rodriguez and her husband. And they are Latino, and Linda knows that they are expecting a baby. And Linda comes up with this plan that the way she is going to save her relationship is she is going to take Joana Rodriguez's baby. And the reason she needed Joana Rodriguez's baby is because that baby was Latino and her common law husband was Latino. Linda needed a Latino baby. Linda goes and purchases equipment that a nurse might use. She purchases scissors. She purchases a stethoscope. She puts and gets out of storage baby car seats, baby bassinets. She buys baby clothes. She is prepared to take this baby. Linda had rented a hotel room, the Hampton Inn, where she was going to take the baby later that night. She convinces Robinson, Williams, and Anderson that in this apartment unit, in her apartment complex, there are pounds and pounds of marijuana and cocaine. And what I want you guys to do is help me bust into this unit. You can take all of the drugs. I just want the baby. Linda is creating this illusion of drug activity in Joana Rodriguez's apartment that doesn't exist in order to cover her tracks later on, but also to convince Robinson and the others to help her steal this baby. She was going to take that baby. She was going to cut the baby out of the bitch. At about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, they bust in the door. They immediately start looking for drugs. There is a relative of Joana Rodriguez who is living downstairs. He gets pistol whipped and hogtied. Chris Robinson looks all around for drugs, looks all around for money. They very quickly realize there is no drugs here, right? All that Joana Rodriguez and her husband had were $1,000 that they gave them, that they had been saving to purchase a car. Joana Rodriguez's husband gets hogtied, pistol whipped, and left upstairs. Joana Rodriguez and the baby, a 3-day-old baby, are taken out of the unit. Linda Carty was waiting outside, all right? She wanted Anderson, Williams, and Robinson to do the dirty work. She either just entered the unit or she was waiting outside. What is very clear though, okay, is that she was the mastermind of this plot. Chris Robinson's testimony at trial is that Linda Carty is holding the baby. She puts it in a car seat in her car. Joana Rodriguez is put in the car, in the trunk of the car, and they drive off. They now have a real problem, right? They are livid at Linda. In fact, they're talking about killing Linda. What are they going to do with this woman that they now have in the trunk of the car? They call Linda Carty and say, hey, we want to talk to you about this incident that occurred in the parking lot. Linda says, okay. They end up meeting at a McDonald's. They bring her back to the apartment complex, and then they say, look, we want to bring you down to the station for a statement about what's going on here with this baby. Will you come with us? Linda says, sure. She rides in the front seat of the car. They take her down to HPD. She's not in custody. They put her in a room. They start videotaping and they start talking to her. And Linda very quickly says, I didn't have anything to do with this. I want to talk to Charlie Mathis. Get Charlie Mathis here. In the years prior to the Capitol murder, Linda had been a very low-level confidential informant, a CI. She wasn't really involved in any big deals. She also had been a failed CI for HPD. That she tried to work with them on 2 or 3 transactions. The transactions were absolute disasters. She placed the officers at great risk. She had been inactive as a DEA confidential informant since about 1994, 1995. However, she maintained an ongoing, I would say, friendly relationship with her DEA handler, a gentleman by the name of Charlie Mathis. Lieutenant Murray Smith, who was head of the Chicano unit at that time, decides, all right, get Charlie Mathis here because we have a lost baby. We got to find this baby. We're kind of desperate. Whatever we got to do, let's do. Get Charlie Mathis here.
Yeah, I'm just here because you told them who I was. And
Yeah,
you told them, which is very unusual for you to tell anybody what you do. I was surprised.
No,
even though you gave them my wrong name, you didn't give them my real name.
I told him Mathis.
Okay. So what's wrong?
I don't know what's wrong.
Look at me. You know I know you.
Yeah.
I can read you.
Mm-hmm.
I can read all the way through you. I've been knowing you too long. What, it's 15 years? Have you done anything I'd be ashamed of?
Like?
Have you know where I'm coming from, Linda. Come on, we've been too close too long.
So are you saying that I had something?
Do you know anything about it? I ain't saying nothing. I'm just asking you, do you know anything about it?
Okay. What do you want to know?
What happened? What happened? Did something happen? What happened? Do you know anything? What do you know?
You got to tell me first what's going to happen.
Who is this? Give it up. Tell me so we can get this shit on behind us. Who is it?
Yeah, but then I'm going to get charged for something I don't have anything to do
Linda,
with.
do what's right. You've always done what's right with
Yeah,
me.
but then am I going to get charged for something I don't know anything about?
Linda, do the right thing now.
I know one guy by the name of... Because see, they had threatened to shoot me. You guys got to protect.
Just tell the truth now, Linda. Tell the truth now.
No, they threatened to kill me if I...
Tell the truth now. Don't worry about them. Anything about the baby? You know where the baby's at?
If anything, if they have the girl, they're going to have the baby.
I don't know you and you don't know me, all right?
Mm-hmm.
We just met today, okay? One thing that I noticed before I left out of this room is that you said if they have her, they must have the child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was before I walked out. What would make you think that they have her?
Because they were scoping, they were out there scoping the area, but I didn't know.
Well, I'm asking you a question. What would make you think that they have her?
Who, the baby?
Yeah, have you seen them with her?
I've seen them watching the apartment.
That's a picture of the baby. That's another picture of the baby. That's a picture of mom, the baby, and the dad that doesn't know where in the hell they are.
Why would they hit this family here?
Apparently looking for drugs or something.
How would they know they were even drugs?
Sweetie,
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this job for a long time, okay? I've worked many home invasions. Nobody goes in and does a home invasion for more than dope or money. They never take a child.
Well, they wasn't taking it for me, because I didn't ask anybody to take anything. I didn't do anything. I loaned my car out, and these people used my car.
The baby?
I don't have the baby.
Where's my baby? This is supposed to be born today. You gonna born today?
You accusing me too, Alon? They got my car, so what am I gonna do? If they did anything, they're probably gonna incriminate me because they got my car.
Hey, why you don't tell me that this morning?
Yeah, to upset you, and then you get mad at me and tell me why I'm so stupid again to go lend somebody a car? You already mad at me because the reason why you left is because you think that I couldn't have the baby. It's not that I couldn't have the baby, it's because I kept having the miscarriages. What am I supposed to do? I'm naive into thinking that people that, going to keep their word.
You don't trust people, Linda. You always tell me you don't trust people.
Oh, God, I'm just hoping that these people didn't kidnap nobody in my car. That's all I'm worried about. Nobody kidnapped nobody in my car.
Linda ultimately leads HPD straight to the crime scene on Van Zandt Street. She knows exactly where it is. The officers who arrived there tell you they could smell it pretty quick once they showed up at the scene. The baby was alive and was being taken care of by Chris Robinson. Chris Robinson's testimony is both at trial and then later on when dealing with her appeal, is that he sees Linda Carty pull a bag over Joana Rodriguez's head and suffocates her. She had been bound up in duct tape and killed and suffocated in the trunk of the car.
This will be an interview with an individual by the name of Chris Anthony Robinson.
What was Linda's scheme or plan? What was the deal?
She was trying to manipulate her. She was trying to con her. She conned us. You know what I'm saying?
Conned you into what?
Conned us into going in a people's house and had us thinking it was a dope house. So she said one of the ladies told her they brought the 1,000 pound of weed in, I think that Friday, right? I was manipulated to believe that they think it was really drug dealers. We all, you know what I'm saying, say, nah man, she lied to us because she wanted the because she called the number to my partner's phone. Well, one of the partners. You know,
that was inside the apartment, one of the guys that was in there doing the robbery also?
Yeah.
She called his cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he called her phone. One of the two. I come not for sure which how that went.
What did your partner tell you that Linda wanted done?
She told us. She said get the package. You know what I'm saying?
Get the what?
The package.
The package?
Yeah.
What's the package mean?
I thought it was the weed, but it wasn't. I kept telling him, I said, it ain't no weed in there. You know what I'm saying? I guess the package was the baby.
Okay, so it was you, Linda, and the two other dudes that drove over there and just kind of scoped it out. Linda pointed out the apartment that y'all were supposed to hit?
Yeah.
You and your two partners were mad about what Linda did to y'all?
Yeah. She got us on death row.
When did you find out that the girl that was taken in the home invasion was dead?
I really didn't even know if she was dead. I don't know if...
At any time during the day, did you or anybody go check on her well-being? Did anybody go open that trunk and look in there and say, hey, she's still alive? Did you go check on her or anything?
And I didn't have a key. The woman, I know she didn't deserve to die. And I know if I'd have called her love, but if I'd have called her love at the time, I was thinking I would be in more I'm in.
Well, you know you're in pretty deep, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I couldn't take it back, sir.
No, you can't. The girl's dead.
No,
did you kill that girl?
No, sir.
Did you have any part in killing that girl?
No, sir. I want to let the girl go. I want to let her go with her baby.
And why didn't you?
Because, you know, I wasn't a shot caller. I couldn't call a shot to say let her go, and you know what I'm saying?
Why couldn't you call a shot? You're a man.
I know it, but I wasn't the only man.
And for what purpose was they getting this lady?
They were getting the lady for Linda.
Did you say why she wanted the lady?
She said she wanted the lady because her husband and her used to mess around. And her husband got her pregnant, so I guess that baby's supposed to be her husband's child.
Who opened up the trunk?
She did.
Okay. And what did you see when you opened it up?
This man was tied up.
She was tied up?
Mm-hmm.
And what else?
Tied with some tape. And the bag was half on here. That way it was on her head, brother.
What kind of bag?
I tried that.
It ultimately was Linda Carty's decision to kill Joana. Linda Carty needed Joana Rodriguez dead. Linda Carty needed Joana Rodriguez dead because Joana Rodriguez knew what Linda looked like. Joana Rodriguez had never seen any of the other three before, but she knew Linda, and Linda needed her gone. The evidence against Linda, all right, really is overwhelming. She had motive, she had intent, she had her property there, she was planning this for days, and none of her stories ever made any sense at all. The trauma, the fear, what must have been going through Joana Rodriguez's mind as this woman that she knows has taken her 3-day-old baby, shoved her in the trunk of a car, taped her up, and then suffocates her. That, to me, is what raises this case to the level of heinousness for which the death penalty is intended. And there was just a level of intolerable cruelty that Linda Carty inflicted upon Joana Rodriguez because she had this sick plot that I need to take this woman's baby to save my failed relationship.
She's not remorseful of what she did. She's not, because she kept denying it. And she knows very well that she did it. She is evil. That is the face of evil. That is evil. You did something, you planned it, you carried it out, you killed people, you involved. Goodness gracious.
Linda has been through a jury trial, a direct appeal to the Court of Criminal Appeals, an appeal of that to the United States Supreme Court. She has been through, filed in a writ of habeas corpus in state court to the Court of Criminal Appeals, to the United States Supreme Court, into federal court, to the United States Supreme Court. She then filed another writ of habeas corpus and another writ of habeas corpus. So she has had multiple reviews in state court and federal court. In terms of number of appeals, we're probably at like 10 or 12.
And has she exhausted all her appeals at this point?
So Linda Carty has exhausted all of her appeals at this point. The major procedural issue in Linda's case right now is Linda's citizenship as a member of the United Kingdom and something called the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. Linda Carty was an immigrant. She came from St. Kitts, which is part of the United Kingdom. And basically what the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations requires is that if you are a citizen of country A and you go to country B and you are arrested in country B, country B has to ask you Do you want us to notify the local consulate on your behalf to help you? Make sure that if you're in a foreign land and you're unfamiliar with the legal system, that someone from your country is there to help you navigate that system. She was among a handful of cases from that era, the 90s, early 2000s, where she was not afforded her consular rights. His Majesty's government has made it clear to the district attorney's office and to the state of Texas that they take Linda Carty's case very seriously, and they take the fact that she was not advised of her consular rights very seriously. District Attorney Ogg is, I believe appropriately, very concerned about what might happen if an execution date were to be set for Linda Carty. It is important to the District Attorney, Kim Ogg, that the Vienna Convention rights of Linda Carty and others be respected because, again, we are among the most international counties in the United States, and this is how we would want our citizens to be treated if they went abroad and were arrested. Even though Linda Carty is not a United States citizen, Linda Carty has been afforded the same rights any American citizen would have if they were facing the same charge. Linda Carty does not have a right to a federal claim, okay, or a state claim that her Vienna Convention rights were violated, because the United States Supreme Court said that the language in the treaty did not affect the state of Texas or the states of the United States.
Save for the Vienna Convention violation, is anything else preventing an execution date being set for Linda Carty?
Linda Carty has exhausted all of her appeals, and she is eligible for an execution date. However, this issue of the unresolved Vienna Convention claim remains.
If there is ever a different person elected as the District Attorney of Harris County, could they see the Linda Carty situation differently and call for an execution date?
I don't want to speculate about what may or may not happen in the future.